Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Earlham Teambuilder Dynasty in NCAA 14, featuring that college football revamp. And we are here getting ready for a season opener. We're hosting the Transylvania Pioneers, who also have D-minuses across the board. Lee Corso is going to be rocking with us. It's going to be really interesting because these are the two worst offenses being shown on the field, but unlike Transylvania, our defense has at least been average. We have about the 71st ranked total defense in terms of total yards gave up, and this is a big day for us as well. We have 8 total prospects visiting us, and that's significant because that's literally half of our recruiting board that we have going for us right now. So this is a big game for us. I'm trying to take care of business and show that, our offense, can do some things as well, because we haven't been able to get it taken care of just yet. So it's going to be an interesting one, man. So if you're excited about today's episode, I need you to do me a favor and please smash that like button for me, as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new, and like what you see here on the channel as well, man. Let's go ahead and get this game going against the Transylvania Pioneers. Let's get our first win in the season, man. Let's go. Alright, man, so we have the 2 worst offenses in college football squaring off. And that's going to be a big key here, man. Whoever finds that offensive rhythm first is going to end up winning this game, man. And we do get the ball to start. Hopefully this can be a nice confidence booster here for our team on offense, because we have struggled badly in the first 3 games of the season. That's not going to help the cause whatsoever. As Joakim Short, we try to get into him on a 1st and 10. It's incomplete. Bad, we missed him. And so we're going to keep reverting back to our running game, trying to get Aaron Ball more involved. Because, again, in these first 3 games, we just have not been able to run the football well with him. As we have a 2nd and 11 coming up here. Miami dropping back to pass. Doesn't like what he sees, but has a ton of running room. And you can see that 80 speed in full effect, taking it 28 yards. And the Quakers are in the red zone here. But can we turn that into 6 points, though, as we got a 3rd and long? We end up throwing short, and we didn't even see St. Wilhelm. He was wide butt naked open, but we didn't pull the trigger. So, I mean, we had some good offensive plays, but we only got a field goal out of it. So, we're only up 3-0 here so far, as Transylvania is going to go ahead and start their first drive of the game. Now, they do have James Franz at quarterback, as their best quarterback transferred in, so we won't see him until season 3. And then their actual starter for this season, he's hurt for at least the next couple of weeks. So we play against the same guy that we went up against back in season 1. As we actually have a flag on the play, and I wonder what it's going to be. And it's going to be holding on the offense. They're going to end up getting Chris Anderson, who's been a pretty good tailback for the Pioneers, but that time costs them 10 yards. As he got a 1st and 20, but it doesn't matter for the Pioneers, as James Franz puts that one right on the money. Gets it to Michael Nicholson for a 20-yarder. As a couple plays later now, 3rd and long coming up, trying to get it out to his receiver, but he ends up dropping it. And so we end up forcing a punt on their first drive. So things looking pretty good for us so far here, man. Let's see if we can keep it up going here as we throw an interception a couple plays later after we get the stop that we need. Miami had him open. He was facing some pressure up the middle, and that cost him dearly as Shannon Baker was able to cut it off. I mean, look at this. Danny Carson was wide open. We had it for a nice gain too, but because we threw it behind him, that cost us an interception. I mean, that's just Miami having to work on his accuracy, for sure. Definitely something that we need to work on moving forward. As now we do have a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Pioneers, as France is going to go ahead and run the option here. and is able to get to the first down marker and a little bit more after that. James Franz ends up picking up 17 yards on the run. And so the Pioneers are now in the red zone as well. Trying to do the read action once again. Chris Anderson taking it upfield and somehow managing to get into the end zone. They did not call it dead, and Chris Anderson refused to give up. And so Transylvania ends up taking a 7-3 lead here late in this first quarter. And so it's time for us to go ahead and respond here as Justin Burton. He's able to get us a nice return to start our next drive. And look at the team defense for Transylvania. They have allowed 6 yards per play. So we've been able to get yards early in this ball game, but we haven't been able to put points on the board, and that's the most important thing. And we take a huge sack as well. Miami couldn't throw it away, and Colin Williams on the blitz ends up picking up a sack. So 2nd and 22 coming up for the Pioneers. We tried to throw it upfield. We get to Jakeem Short, who makes the catch, and we also are going to go again and get a face mask penalty. On top of that, Paul Robinson called for the penalty, and it's an automatic first down for us here as Miami heading off to work, handed it off to Aaron Ball on the pitch and managing to pick up 5 on that carry. So now 3rd and 7 coming up here a couple plays later. 0-1 on these 3rd down conversions so far as Miami drops back, gets it out to St. Wilhelm, and he does end up picking up the first down. Miami saw him that time around, as that is going to end the first quarter of play, and Transylvania surprisingly has a 7-3 lead here. If we can't get our offense going against this team, I don't know how we're going to do with the rest of the season. So, I mean, these next 3 quarters are definitely going to be important for us. Not so that we can win the game, but also so that we can just have some confidence in our offense for a change. Because you saw the first few episodes, it's been absolutely brutal, and you hated to see it. But now we got a 2nd and 5. We're closing in on the red zone once again as Miami is going to go ahead and scramble and does wisely slide down once again to make sure he holds on to that football. It is a rainy day for us, so I mean, maybe fumbles could be an issue in this ball game as we have a 1st and 10 coming up. Aaron Ball trying to run over a couple of defenders and manages to pick up 6 yards on that halfback sweep. So now we got 2nd and 4 now coming up. Going to try to run another sweep, this time with our wide receiver Jariah Bond, who picks up the first down and almost gets into the end zone. He ends up picking up 5 in the process. As now we got 2nd and goal now coming up for the Quakers as Miami gonna run it up the middle, hands it off to Aaron Ball. We get it into the end zone. Touchdown Quakers. And Earlham now taking a 10-7 lead. And so since we got the lead back, it's time for our defense to go to work once again as James Fran throws it to the left-hand side. Frozen dot to Lance Koch, who ends up dropping 15. It's now 1st and 10 again for the Pioneers. This time James Franz decides to keep it and picks up another first down on the ground, this time for a gain of 11. But we might be able to get them to stall out as we get them to a 3rd and long as Smith makes the catch, but look who comes in. Deontay McLaurin just knocks that ball loose, and Transylvania forced to punt this thing away as Miami and company, they're going to be back rocking and rolling once again. And it's a good start to the drive as well. Danny Carson picking up 14, his first catch of the day. As now we got 1st and 10 coming up. Miami dropping back, looking to the right-hand side. Finds Jakeem Short, who breaks the tackle. He's out for the races and gets caught, but not before picking up 40 yards on the catch. So another 1st and 10 coming up for Earlham. As Miami dropping back once more, looking for Jariah Bond, but he ends up dropping that catch, unfortunately. So a 3rd and long coming once again. We couldn't get much going on the ground. So Miami needs to make a good pass here. He's looking around, doesn't like what he sees upfield, going to try to run for the first down. He's going to be a few yards shy, though, and I'm going to have to settle for another field goal once again. So, I mean, it's still just a one-possession game. Neither team able to pull away thus far as they throw over to the left-hand side. Gets it out to Davidson. We had them stopped That was a third down. We were going to have them stopped, but unfortunately, an unnecessary face mask. They're going to get Seth Gray, who has had a really solid season, actually. Our linebacking core has shown the biggest improvement from Season 1 to Season 2, in my opinion, but we get called for the face mask there as Robinson, we get him in the backfield once more as I don't know who that was. Might be Josh Andrews, I want to say. No, Josh Brown, that's what his name is. I'm still learning the rest of his team, but he gets called for another face mask as well. And so 2 first downs that we've given them on this drive alone, just off of penalties, as Jarvis Allen makes the catch, and they finally earn a first down on this drive. As now, 1st and 10 coming up. James dropping back, throwing to the left-hand side. Gets it out to Lance Cock again with that little out route cheese. Good for a gain of 12, though. But a few plays later, facing a 3rd down. Fran's forced to drop back. He breaks off 1 tackle. Gets somehow able to throw that pass and gets it out to Tyler Robinson. But at least it doesn't go anywhere. I was going to be livid if they somehow found a way to go ahead and get that first down off of that. But hey, like I said, Transylvania, we do hold them to a field goal, but we actually go 3 and out on our next drive. So it does set up a possibility for the Pioneers to go ahead and try to get some more points on the board. And what a good way to do it too, is Warren Williams gets a nice return for the Pioneers on top of it. As now we got 2nd and 8 coming up, and they try the user, and we make them pay for it. Let's go, man. Justin Burden gets his 2nd interception of the season. Okay. The true freshman making an immediate impact. And so with 18 seconds left, let's see if we can put some points on the board ourselves here. As Miami going to go ahead, make a guy miss, get out of bounds. Ends up picking up 11 yards. A little bit of time that we wasted, but hey, we're getting some positive plays here, and maybe we'll go a little bit out of the box here, run this middle screen, and it's open for Jakeem Short. He has some space to work with, and now he's on the 35-yard line after a 23-yard catch. So now we got 5 seconds left here. I want to try to get a quick pass in so that we can get a little bit closer before the end of this first half, but that's incomplete though. And so 2nd and 10, we're not going to lose anything, so we're going to go ahead and try and call a Hail Mary, see if we can get somebody open downfield. And Miami might have somebody. Jariah Bond makes the catch. 34 yards. That's the first passing touchdown for Miami. Gallier, a Hail Mary to Jariah Bond to end the first half. And Earlham's got some confidence, man. We scored more points in this first half than in our first 3 games combined. Second half coming, though. So, Transylvania started with the ball to begin the second half, but we actually forced them to go 3 and out. So, definitely love how we went about doing that. And now we have our offense right back out on the field once again. Let's see if we can repeat the same success that we've had from the first half. As Miami drops back on a play action, we have Jariah Bond open, and he gets another huge catch downfield. A huge first down once again. That's good for 50+ yards. That's our biggest play of the season, as we have a fresh set of downs to work with, and we get a little bit of help from the officiating. Aaron Ball has his face mask pulled, and the officiating staff did see it. They're going to get Leonard Simpson as well. And so, 1st and goal coming up for Earlham after the face mask. Miami trying to throw it short to Aaron Ball, who makes the man miss and dragging 2 defenders into the end zone. Touchdown, Earlham, as Miami gets his 2nd passing touchdown of the game and also of the season as well. With another 3 and out force on Transylvania, this Earlham team is rocking and rolling right now. It just cannot be stopped at the moment. So now we got a 2nd and 3 coming off after a 7-yard gain for Aaron, as Ball's going to go ahead, take it upfield. Some tough running, and manages to pick up 8 yards because of it. He has a decent stat line, 50 yards and a touchdown so far. Trying to build on it. Here's Aaron Ball again. trying to take it to, cuts it back to the right-hand side and manages to pick up 6. Could just continue to go up the middle, but didn't see that hole, you know. Walk-on running backs don't see everything, of course. As a 3rd and inches coming up, Miami gonna go ahead. He's got some blocks downfield and gets brought down, but not before a gain of 13, though. Miami was 69 yards on the ground. Nice. So now 1st and 10 coming up late in this 3rd quarter. And look who else gets a carry. Terence Patton, who is our backup quarterback as well. He also plays backup tailback and looked pretty good on that carry as well. He picked up 9 on that. So that's really awesome to see. As now Jariah Bond, he's going to try to do another jet sweep. It doesn't go as far, only a few yards, but does at the very least end up picking up a 1st down. As we get a 1st and goal to work with. Trying to throw it quickly over to Jakeem Short. But that's incomplete, though. As we got 2nd and goal now. Aaron Ball going to try to run it into the end zone. And it's a good run. An 8-yard gain that takes us all the way down to the 1-yard line. I would not be shocked if we're going to run with it once again. This time going in a power formation. And Aaron Ball is able to punch it in. That's his 2nd score on the ground and his 3rd touchdown of this ball game so far. And we're getting towards the end of the 3rd quarter, man. We have really opened it up. You know, starting with that touchdown at the end of the 1st half, we now, you know, got a 24-point lead. So feeling pretty good about ourselves for sure, man. But we still got to finish the rest of this game. Got to finish strong. As James France will drop back. He's going to throw short over to the right-hand side. Has Chris Anderson. RJ Greenway does end up bringing him down, though. As we're going to, this might be the last play of the 2nd quarter. As France throws to the left-hand side. And we can't make the tackle initially, though. We do end up forcing him out of bounds. Seth Green able to bring him down. But, hey, we'll get those 4s up. We're trying to finish strong here, man. 34-10 lead going into that 4th quarter of play. Let's finish things off, gents. So let's go, man. 4th quarter officially underway. And James France is going to drop back. He's going to throw over the middle. Gets it out to Allen. Josh Brown was not able to make the tackle for us, unfortunately. So a 1st and 10 coming up here. As France will drop back once more. Throwing it to Lance Cock. He's got some space to work with. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Transylvania. And it was just an easy play for him. Nice little pitch and catch up the middle. Corner was nowhere to be seen, and we couldn't recover in time, unfortunately. And Transylvania is also going to go ahead and go for the 2-point conversion, but they can't connect, though. So only 6 points that they put up on the board. It still remains a 3-possession game for right now, but that being said, things could get a little interesting here, to say the least, as we actually go 3 and out on our next drive as well. So Transylvania, they're trying to work their way back into this ball game on a 2nd and 4, and they get us with this halfback screen, but we get RJ Greenway. He got the sack for us. But that being said, though, he gets the face mask penalty on him. It's just, we just got to play so much more discipline. We are much better than that. And it's an automatic 1st down for Transylvania as they go across the midfield. John Smith with a 7-yard catch. 3rd and short coming up for the Pioneers as Seth Gray gets a 6th tackle of the game. As now 3rd and 2. Looks like it could be a running play as we had Franz locked up, but it doesn't register for us. EA, you gotta be kidding me, my guy. So that's deeply unfortunate, but, you know, still, the clock's still ticking, and we still have a pretty big lead to work with, as we are able to corral Chris Davidson to a 6-yard gain. He's the backup tailback that they were able to bring in. He's on scholarship as well. As a few plays later, got a 3rd and 5. France throwing towards the end zone and finds Jarvis Allen for the touchdown. And that's James France's 2nd throwing toss of the game. As Transylvania once again trying to go for 2, and that would make it a 10-point game if they got it, but our defense was more than ready for it. We denied the 2-point conversion. As we go ahead and take a quick studio update, and it looks like the Florida Gators, who almost won a national championship last year, if I'm not mistaken, they're on upset alert right now. It's only a 3-point deficit between them and Arizona State, who's unranked. And no surprises here, Transylvania, they're going to go ahead and try to get the onside kick, and it was actually extremely close. Got to give them credit where credit is due. But there's an illegal touching penalty, and they're calling it on James Hart. And ironically, if we decline this penalty, we'll have better field position. So we're going to go ahead and take that as we go ahead and start working on, just go ahead and run down this clock a little bit, as Transylvania has certainly won the fourth quarter. But it's one of those things where it's kind of a little too late, as Miami actually gets a little shaken up. Hopefully it's not a long-term injury, as Terence Patton's going to go ahead. He's going to go hand it off as well. He's got some good blocking overall, as Aaron Ball able to pick up 9 yards on the rush. Transylvania is going to be forced to take some of their timeouts, as now they hand it off once again. Aaron Ball trying to get up to 100 yards. We'll see how close he actually gets, as he does end up picking up a first down on the ground. And now that we do have a multi-touchdown lead, let's go ahead and mix things up a little bit. Terence Patton doing a little quarterback draw, and he actually spins off a defender. That's one thing that I do like about Patton, why he's so good as a backup tailback for us as well. He is great when it comes down to breaking tackles for us, and that's really valuable, even though he may not be the fastest guy on the face of the earth. As now we've got another 1st and goal coming up here. 1:30 left to play, as we go ahead and try, to put a little salt on the wound. As we put in all this work, we might as well go ahead and try to score, as Terence Patton is actually going to try a pass here, so that'll be interesting to see, as nobody is open. So Patton's going to try to run it in and gets into the end zone himself. Another touchdown for Earlham as the backup quarterback. He's able to, get some points on the board for Earlham. And we win our first game of the season, man. We defeat the Transylvania Pioneers here at home. And we win this thing by a final score of 41-22. It was a great game for our offense. I loved what I seen from all of our units. We could have finished a little stronger in the fourth quarter, but hey, we still won the game. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for our guys in this one. Alright, man, so we go ahead and finally we got our first win of the season. We win this one 41-22. It was a little bit of a slow start for us in the first quarter, but that being said though, second and third quarter we definitely took over. We won 31-3 in that second and third quarter. Now in the fourth, Transylvania, they did make things a little interesting, but Terence Patton's run touchdown with 45 seconds left certainly sealed this thing, man. I am so proud. We finally got our first win of the season. It's been tough, and our offense showed actual life. Checking out the stats for our guys though. Now Miami Uiagalelei did not, he had his best day yet as a college football quarterback. He was 10 for 17, 194 yards, had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. He had a 58% completion percentage, which is really promising to see. And that being said, this is kind of how I want to play. I don't want to have more than 20-25 pass attempts with this guy, just because, his arm isn't that great when it comes to, throwing the ball in general. But he's a great running quarterback, and we definitely took advantage of that. He also had 73 yards on the ground on top of it. Aaron Ball had himself a day. I kind of called him out in the podcast in the previous episode, how he wasn't a true running back, but he put in that work, man. He heard me, and he tried to prove me wrong, man. 97 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground with 23 carries. You'd love to see that. And Terence Patton also got himself a touchdown as well. He had 5 carries for 18 yards. Now, for our receivers, we did not throw the ball very much in this game, so receivers didn't get much action. But a few guys to talk. Actually, everyone contributed a little bit in their own way. At least all the starters. Joakim Short, he had 4 catches for 82 yards. That led the team in both catches and yards. Jariah Bondo caught the first passing touchdown this season. He had 2 catches for 73 yards. And then Aaron Ball, his only reception of the day, that was for 9 yards as well. So you love to see that. I love what we're starting to see. Danny Carson was also tied for second place in catches today. He had 2 catches for 18 yards. For blocking, Jacoby Black had himself a pancake, while Brian Smith and Jay Downing each allowed sacks. And then on the defensive side of the ball, defense put in that work, man, only allowing 22 points. Most of them points were basically garbage time, so defense played extremely well. Josh Brown and Seth Gray tied for the most tackles today. They each had 6 total tackles. Justin Burton led the way with TFLs, coming in as playing that 8th man in the box, 7th man in the box. He had 3 TFLs. Josh Brown and Matthew Sands and Izzy Ray also each had multiple TFLs. We also did a good job getting this quarterback. Izzy Ray, RJ Greenwake, and Justin Burton each had a sack. And Justin Burton, a user interception. If you guys know how I am on defense, I do not get user picks very often. And this was a user pick from your boy, so I'm really happy about it. And we even returned it back 8 yards. And that was huge for us because we were able to turn around and get a touchdown out of that as well. So I definitely love to see that. I just love how we play, man. If we can play like this, we can, be on our way to winning more than one game. So after the game, we get some amazing news to work with. We actually get multiple commits after this game, which is awesome to see. Lucas McGee, who's a 69 overall corner, is coming to the squad. Rafe Stevenson, who's a 67 overall, he plays left guard and he's coming to the squad. And Joe Stevenson, 67 overall guy, he's coming to the squad and he plays that quarterback position. So it's looking good, man. So that brings us to 4 total commits coming, into week 7. I certainly love to see that. So next time out, we'll make the trip up to Defiance, Ohio, and your Earlham Quakers will be looking for win number 2 in conference play. We, of course, I was going to be rocking with them, but if we can play like we did in that Transylvania game, we can certainly make some things happen. I can't wait to see what we can do. Should be a good one, man, so make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe. You have to be brand new and like what you see as well. This is John Chick Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you're all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.